today. This is The Point, and I am Miriam Ogutu. Today, it's All Matters Taxation, and my guest today is from Kenya Revenue Authority, the supervisor for tax education program, Scholastica Odhiambo.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me on the show today.
Thank you, and I must appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. So when people hear KRA, they think about a lot of stress, standing in long queues, and a lot of this, taxation language that they don't even understand. So that's why I think most Kenyans are even scared of going to file their taxes, because I've heard a lot of them complain about it's a lot of work, it's a lot of papers, and all of these things. Just to begin with, what is Kenya Revenue Authority and what does it do?
Kenya Revenue Authority is a revenue body that collects taxes by assessing individuals who are doing business, those who are employed, and it assists in so many by giving so many services, so long as you are in iTax, which is the current platform.
So is the process as cumbersome as some Kenyans tend to think it is?
No, I don't think so, because this is a modern system, platform that enables you to file your returns, update your records at your own comfort, at your home, so long as you have a modem, you have laptop, you have the capacity can accommodate the download of our, the forms,
the PDFs.
Yes, and you are able to deal with it at on a real-time basis.
All right. So what is iTax?
iTax is a platform that enables you use internet, and it is very simple, it is swift, and it is secure. And I will add, it is also real-time. Because when you have updated all your records in iTax, you are able to click and download the form. You are able to click and update your profile. You are able to look at your ledger. You are able to file your returns within a very short time, so long as you have your P9 with you, or if you are in business, you are able to look at your accounts and you are able to file your return.
It's very convenient.
Very, very, very convenient.
All right. Who is expected to be on iTax?
Virtually, we expect all Kenyans to be on iTax. The reason
in
being...
the earning bracket?
Not really. Kenyan, yeah. Not really.
Even my mother in the village.
Yes, because if your mother is transacting in terms of maybe transferring land, buying land, selling, buying, or she wants to transfer, she has to use PIN. So she has no choice. Your mother would have to have PIN. Just like ID, all Kenyans are supposed to have ID. Yeah. And this is personal identification with the tax matters. And so, including students. So students, they have to get PIN, and it is beneficial to them because of help. Not everybody is able to afford paying fees. All parents are not able, so some would go for help, and majority, if you look at the statistics, you'll know that Kenyans go for this. And so it is only iTax and PIN that can help them apply and get.
And why is it that a lot of Kenyans have this notion that you must be earning for you to have a PIN for a long time? Most Kenyans have this notion in their head.
I think it's because initially we used to have a lot of manual work. And our services were not online. But now that our services are online, they find it very easy, because take a look at the matatu, or those who are doing business in matatu world, and those who are transferring properties, those who are looking for help, as I told you before. They have no choice but to use this platform if they have to transact with us. Yes.
All right. So what are some of the benefits of having an iTax?
The benefit, if you are in business world, it will help you to file your returns on time, generate what we call e-slip, and pay your taxes without any problem. It will also enable you to do any transaction that you would want to do. Let me not forget capital gains. You've heard about capital gains, the transfer pricing. All that is done in iTax. Okay. Yes. So those are small benefits that one would take. And advance tax for matatus, if you want to pay advance tax, you want to take your vehicle for evaluation with the insurance companies, they still ask you to have PIN and iTax.
Is there a penalty if one doesn't have an iTax or a PIN for that matter?
Penalties would only come if there is income chargeable to tax.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're not remitting.
And if you fail to file your return, whether it is having income or nil income.
Okay. What are some of these penalties?
The penalties that you'd have is, one of them is failure to comply with the tax requirements. For example, if you are to file your return, like now people are filing their returns since January this year, up to June 30th.
You think Kenyans have been filing since January? You wait until the last day.
I think we've done a lot of awareness in the media. We've also gone to places in the rural areas. We are trying to train them. We are telling them what they need to know, how to do it, and I think they are catching up because right as we speak, quite a number of them have done their returns, whether nil or with chargeable to tax.
So it's promising. Kenyans are slowly.
It is promising.
But why do you think that? The last minute, because I'm sure there are people who'd want the process extended. Why is it that the last minute, that's when we see, and this is even with other things, say voters registration or things like that, that's when you see the long queues doing rounds at KRA building and other places. What is it with Kenyans and the last minute rush?
I think Kenyans are graduating from their culture, the past culture that we are. Yeah, they are graduating because if you see people filing their returns, it means there is improvement.
So the long queues is a good thing?
Not really. And we are not encouraging any queues. Like last year, my commissioner did not extend, even though they wanted that extension. But people had to try and beat the time. Okay. Yes, and we expect this time nobody will bring any manual return.
Okay. All right. So what is that form? I know employers are meant to issue with their employees with this form for filing tax or something, the P9. Can you explain to us what this form is about?
Okay. Thank you. The P9 is, initially it was a card, and now with iTax it is online. All employers are required. It is their obligation, it is their responsibility to their employees. They give payslip, which shows what they have earned monthly and a summary of what they earn by the end of the year. So P9 is a summary of all the earnings from January to December, if that is the accounting period. Yes. And they use that to file their returns.
Oh, that's what they use to file their returns?
Yes, those are employees.
And have you heard of cases reported to your offices of some employers who don't give the employees these cards on time or don't even give them at all?
I find it a bit tricky in the sense that no pinpointed employer, but as we speak, employees would, look for excuses here and there. But I think it's their right as employees to demand for their P9 from their employers because the accounting period is over by the end of the transaction. For example, 2016, the 2016 P9 were ready by January. And everybody is expected to get their P9s and then start filing their returns at their own comfort.
Wow. So if they're not able to get, so they should go ask it from their employers?
True. They should ask for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Many employees, after they've taken their PIN, many still don't see the need to go and have an iTax. What would you tell them? Like they'll just get their PIN, but they will not go and have an iTax. They'll just have their PIN and that's it. They don't want to go. Like they got their PIN a long time ago, but they don't want to upgrade it.
I think everyone, most of the people, Kenyans, got their PINs, but now the issue is they have realized that whichever way you go, you have to file your return because you need this PIN to do any transaction that you may do, transact. For example, I mentioned that if you are transferring a property or you are buying a property, what do you need? You need PIN. And that PIN must be an online platform. So it forces them, to comply. And I believe by end of June, we will see greater number this time.
And if the PIN has been inactive, maybe after somebody went and got it and nothing has been happening to it, is there anything that can be done to that?
Yes. If the PIN is inactive with the iTax platform, you are able to update your profile. You are able to go to e-communication, or you log in our KRA website, and then you update your record. You will activate.
Or you can do that by yourself?
Yes, you
as long
can.
as you remember your PIN?
Yes, you can.
Okay. What are some of the centers that Kenyans can get KRA services apart from the KRA offices that are known?
Oh, there are quite many.
All right.
Starting with Nairobi, we have Support Center, Railway Club down here. We have Huduma Centers. We have Samia Park. We have Isili. We have.
Someone was telling me there's a KRA office in Isili, and I was like, what?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, because the population there is also wanting. So it was only, prudent for KRA to put an office, a satellite office there.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So and then we have others across the counties. We have 47 counties. Yeah. We have Huduma centers. And there are quite many. Maybe I can just mention a few. We have Kisumu. We have Nakuru. We have Eldoret. We have Migori, we have Kisii, we have Wajir, we have Embu, Meru, Machakos, we have I've mentioned Nyeri.
Yeah, all over the country.
Yes, there are quite many.
All over the country.
Yes.
You've mentioned the Huduma Center. How has the introduction of these Huduma Centers made your work as KRA easy in terms of people able to access your services?
It has helped in a great deal, because there are things that they can do without necessarily coming to KRA offices. For example, they want to change, just to update their PIN, or they want to do a new registration, just in case they don't know. Yeah. That is handy, because they'll definitely get maybe 2 or 3 officers of KRA. As you are aware, Huduma Center is e-citizen, and it has many government transactions going on. Yeah. If you want a license, you want abstract, you want name it. Yes, ID replacement. Yeah, in Kibera and other places. So you would be able to get, and they would be able to sort you out.
What are some of the technological advances on iTax, and please explain them to us, to the viewers.
Okay, technological update, let me call it update, because we have M-Pesa online. You can use your mobile, so long as it is, let me call it smartphone. Yeah. And you are it's able to, download our forms. You would be able to do that. And even if you want to pay, yes, it is now on. You can pay through minimal amount, and this amount is pegged by, for example, Safaricom. We go within the Safaricom limit.
The rates?
Yes. Yeah, not rate, the limit of payment. If it is 100, you can go up to 100. Okay. Yes. So you can pay your taxes online. Yeah.
Do you have like a specific number or for KRA?
Yes, we do.
Maybe share it with our viewers.
The number for M-Pesa app is 572572, and Airtel is *572#. You can also use *572# to know the station, so that you don't come to north of Nairobi, for example, or south of Nairobi, because it will be a waste of time. So if you are able to use this *572#, you are able to know where your station is. And very soon the walls will be collapsing. So once they are there, I think my Commissioner General will be able to inform the public. As we speak, we still use the stations. And so it will help and save you time. Instead of going to Samia, you go to north of Nairobi, you go to west of Nairobi, you go to east of Nairobi, and you do your transaction without any much ado. Okay. Yeah.
Right, in case you're joining me, my guest today is Scholastica Odhiambo, the Supervisor Tax Education Program from Kenya Revenue Authority. As we talked about before Scholastica, there are many people who think, because I'm not working, I don't need to file my tax. Like, tax is just for anyone, or PIN is for the people who are working and who have an income. But as you mentioned before, everybody is supposed to have a PIN. And also now everyone is supposed to be filing their taxes even when they're not earning anything. Yeah?
Yes.
Can you tell our viewers more? And there's a penalty. Yes, for defaulters, yeah.
Non-filing.
Filing.
If you don't file, then the penalty is there. It used to be 1,000, now it's 20,000.
20,000?
Yes.
You're trying to tell people to go out there and file their taxes.
They have to come. We are at their service.
Yeah.
Yes.
So even if you're not earning any money, you just go and file nil.
If you have PIN, yes, come and file nil return. Yes. And nil return, among the returns that are there, if you go to our website, is the easiest that one can, deal with. Takes less than 5 minutes and you're done.
So even for the students and people who have no income at all, I mean, it's easy. And you can do it on your phone, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, so long as you have smartphone, you have internet.
Accessing internet. They have data
I know,
bundles.
because they interact a lot to WhatsApp chat.
They're always on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. So this can be...
They have no excuse.
They have no excuse. And they can also update their iPage. They can also register to get the PIN if they want.
For those who don't have the
PIN. And if
yet.
they have the laptops, they can use the modem where there is no Wi-Fi. Yes. We have a lot now.
Yeah. All right. So I've seen several advertisements by KRA trying to sensitize people to go and file their taxes and get their PINs. What are some of the ways, apart from the advertisement that has been running on TV? What are some of the ways that you are going out there and taking the awareness to the people on the ground?
We have several, methods of getting to our public, the viewers at large. And even the schools, we go to schools, we go to universities, we call those are our tax club. We are grooming them to be tax people, men and, ladies.
To be faithful taxpayers.
Yes, this is creating an awareness. So we are doing it in many ways. We even have awards, and I think the president last year gave some very good awards to those tax ambassadors. We've been to KU, we've been to KCA, we've been to Nairobi, we've been to Strathmore. Just last week I had a session with Strathmore students, and taking them through how to file their returns, why they need to file their returns even if they don't earn, to avoid those penalties and interest that accrues. So we also go door to door now that many tenants have not come on board, even after last time they were given amnesty. Amnesty ran for a period of time, and they didn't. Most of them didn't take up the advantage. So this is the time we have to follow up what we gave them free, and some of them didn't comply. Now it forces us to go door to door to find out who is having this building, is having this, and they are not,
Talking about the rental income tax.
Yes, rental income. And not just rental income. We are also doing a bit of educating, setting education programs. We go through the chiefs, barazas. When they have barazas, we also organize with them, we team up, we partner, and then we go to those places, we educate people, we enlighten them about the importance of paying taxes, complying with the tax law. Yes.
And I just mentioned the rental income tax. What is that for the person who are hearing about it for the first time?
For rental income, there are many people here, many buildings around, including this building. The owners are earning a lot of rent. There is commercial and there is that individual where, me and you own a house or maybe apartment, and we are not declaring it. So we are now saying, okay, we have designed a new method, a new system, whereby those who are not having big commercial buildings, properties, they can pay their taxes even using mobile. It's just 10%.
10% of the income?
Yes, of the income per month, and you pay it on or before 20th. That is the due date. Yes, so they can always pay, but as you know, Kenyans, not everybody likes taxation, not everybody likes KRA.
Yeah, because I was just curious, like how many landlords actually do that?
We have quite a number. If you look, if you look around, you just look at Westland.
Maybe side of town, don't you think? Maybe do they? Like the upmarket, probably they understand that more.
They do.
The other side.
The other side is a bit difficult, but now it's very easy with the iTax because you are the landlord and I'm the tenant.
Yeah.
All of us are filing returns. So what will happen? I will put your PIN number and you will put my PIN number and definitely all of us will be in the system of KRA.
Yeah.
Yes, so we'll definitely know. I will say that I've been paying you 20,000 every month. So already the taxman have already known that, yes, you are the landlord. Yeah. And I have your details. And your details are also in the system because you also have PIN. So all of us, I think this is the best way so far for us. And it won't give the taxpayer burden. You know, 10% is such a small amount that one would talk about. Yeah. For example, 20,000. 10% is how much? 2,000. Yeah. So it's easier to pay that 2,000 monthly than to wait for the whole year. And then you start, and of course it is based on flat rate, gross rent. You don't need to claim interest, I mean the expenses. Those who are earning 10 million and above, they are allowed to remain in that regime. And therefore they can prepare their books, they can prepare, pay their rent yearly, and they can claim their expenses. For this other one is, I think, is the best for the common mwananchi like me and you, because you just pay your 10% on gross. Yes, and that's it.
Are there earners who have been exempted from taxation?
Yes, there are, unless they request, and these are physically challenged people who are employed. Yes, and senior citizens.
Senior citizen?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, those who are on pension, 65 years and above. But if they have properties, those property, you know, property, dealing with property is different. Yes, because that is a property and this is individual.
So they're subject to taxation? Yes. Okay. So like you've said, the physically challenged. So what is the process?
The process is if I'm physically challenged, I need to see my doctor. And my doctor will examine me, give me a certificate, go to Ministry of Gender.
Wow. So you just don't go to KRA offices and say, you know what, I'm disabled, so I can't pay.
even if I'm seeing that you are limping, it will be very difficult for me to confirm the same because yes, there is a process. And it has to be documented. And so when you come with it, we will verify. And the exemption will be given with effect from the time you have requested, and it is valid for 1 year, subject to renewal.
Okay.
Yep.
Because some of these disabilities, maybe somebody was involved in an accident and maybe they get better with time, so others are not permanent.
Yes, it's not permanent, so we can't just grossly say that, okay, you've given us this, therefore exemption is forever. It's not.
But how many disabled people out there that are not taking advantage of this? Because I don't think many even know they are eligible for,
and that's,
for tax
I think
exemption.
that's why we are going out educating, and we call them for seminars. We go to their institutions and we tell them, yes, the employer can give you this exemption so long as you follow this process, and then you bring that letter to us, and then we give you a certificate which is valid for 1 year.
So you listen up, follow the right way, and you know what, you might enjoy some of these, you know, tax exemption. So it's not that bad. All right. So what's a PIN checker?
A PIN checker is a process whereby you can just click on it and then you check whether your PIN is valid or not valid if you had applied. So you want to know the status of your PIN. Yes. So and even tax compliance, it goes with the same. You can also check. There are a number of things you can do. You can also check your ledger, so long as you log in to our profile website, and you can check your tax account, how it is behaving, whether you have any taxes pending or you have refund or you have nil, so that when you apply for tax compliance certificate, you're able to get it without much ado. But if you don't check, it means maybe you have to go to KRA, they check for you, or you have applied for tax compliance and you have taxes to pay. It won't come on the right time.
So you've mentioned the tax compliance certificate. Is it an annual thing that is issued, or how often is it issued?
This is valid for also 1 year, depending on when you apply for it. Yes.
What are some of the benefits of this certificate? Are there instances you'll go and you'll be like, no, we need to see your tax compliance?
Today, anywhere you go, one wants to know whether you are compliant. And as you are aware, even in the developed world, if you're not compliant, it's a big thing.
The IRS is a big thing.
Yes. So if you're not compliant, you can't get a job. If you have you are tax, defaulter, you cannot even get a job. And so the benefit that you'll get is that you can always, when you are looking for a job, you'll be able to confirm that, yes, I'm clean as far as taxation is concerned, I'm compliant. And because that is now a requirement, which I think is very good. It helps people to comply with taxation. Yes. And even the jobs. Yes, those who are in the suppliers world. Yeah.
Oh, they want that.
Yes,
true.
Yes.
Yeah,
if you are doing any business,
tender.
Yes, tender. You're doing any business with the government or any other company.
Absolutely.
Yes, so they need that.
So what happens when one maybe applied for their PIN maybe years ago, and now they've forgotten their PIN, and maybe they've gotten new employment for some reason, they were never filing their taxation, and they've forgotten their PIN number? What happens? Do they come to your offices, or is there an easier way to go about it?
It is still very simple. They can go to these support centers, or they can come to KRA offices. What they need to give us is just the ID number. We are able to check with the ID. Or if you go to registration, you click there. There is taxpayer by ID. So you click on that, you put your ID number, you are able to get your PIN. If it is not active, if it is stopped, you have to come to our offices so that we can, activate it again for you. There are those ones stopped, so they can't do anything even if they go to these Huduma centers. There are things that, services that we ourselves have to deal with, yes.
How long does it have to be inactive before it's stopped by KRA?
The system will just identify that this is not active. It should be real time. Yeah, it should be real time. There are those ones which were inactive because of the old regime, the ITMS. But now with the current PIN, I don't see it working. It's just real time.
For the employers who think they don't want to submit the pay, they don't want to pay that, what does the law say about that in regards to taxing?
The penalty will go to the amount that is owed, the pending amount. Yes, totally.
So they have to comply?
Yes, with interest and interest accrued. Yes.
So it's serious, man. Go out there and file your taxes. So is there anything else you want Kenyans to know? And what is the deadline?
30th June. 30th June
and
is the
no
deadline.
Extension?
No extension. No extension whatsoever.
So what would you like Kenyans to know that maybe we've not talked about?
Yes, I would like Kenyans to know that iTax is real, and it is real time. It has no much, of a problem. They should not wait. They should just come up and, file their returns. There is no queuing, and so they will have no problem with KRA. Yes, we are friendly, and we are facilitating we are now facilitating with trust. We have given them the trust so that they can give us what they think they have earned and declare what they have, without necessarily us going to, of course, auditing them. And where we believe that, yes, somebody did not declare or there is a bit of integrity issue here, then we would go for audit. Yes.
Wow. So Scholastica Odhiambo, Supervisor Tax Education Program from Kenya Revenue Authority. It has been very informative, and I'm sure Kenyans have learned so much today from the information that you've given out. And it was a pleasure to have you on the show today. And until next time, thank you for coming. This has been The Point. I am Miriam Ogutu. It's bye-bye for now.